Hello, just good. You're back for another LEGO Legends of Chima episode review, and I'm reviewing episode 8, which is called The Biggest Race Ever, and I'll get straight into it with my thoughts and a synopsis. So, basically, there's an earthquake in Chima, everybody's frantic, and I think it's caused by the golden Chi. I might have missed that part, okay? I'm not sure if they explained what caused the earthquake. And so, basically, LaGravis says that this is the most powerful Chi ever, and they're going to give it away in a race. Because, you know, that's a smart thing to do. When you have the most powerful Chi, or I think they said it was a very powerful Chi, give it out during a race for whoever wins. Don't keep it, because if you keep it, it's not like it's going to be used for bad ways if somebody wins it, right? And so anyways, so here's the most powerful golden Chi. And so they're hosting a race, and it's, again, another one of those, here's a big race to win Chi. And they have this in most episodes, at least, as a little part in there. But while they're hosting this race, a guy appears, and his name is, I think it's Dom de la Woosh. And most likely I'm pronouncing that wrong. I remembered how to pronounce it, and then I erased the episode, and I went to go film this, and I kept on pronouncing it wrong, I think. So I'm just going to call him Woosh, because that's the only part I remember. And I knew this guy because he was actually shown as a character in the game. I think it was Laval's Big Journey or whatever. It's not called that, but so he's a peacock. He's a peacock animal from. There's no peacock tribe, but he's just one of those stragglers like Skinnet or Ferdy. And so basically, this guy, Dom de la Woosh, he is a legendary racer, and Laval and Krager used to love him back in the day. They used to love his stuff and everything like that. And he's one of those typical. He's talented and he's charming to all the girls characters, and he has kind of like a Spanish accent. He kind of reminds me of like Puss in Boots or stuff like that from Shrek, you know, Shrek movies and stuff. And so that is that character. He gets better later on, and I'll explain that later. But yeah, he's basically your typical, he's a charming, talented guy. And so I was expecting him to get cocky, but he actually didn't become cocky. And so anyways, Laval approaches Krager. He's like, "Oh, don't you remember back in the good old days?" And then Krager's like, "No, I don't remember." And so Krager just kind of pushes him off. But the race starts, and it shows that Laval is actually having problems with his speedor, and his speedor isn't working because he says that he forgot because Whoosh, as I call him, kind of distracted him. And the kind of funny, he forgot to fix it. And the funny thing with that is that isn't he supposed to fix it before the race? And Whoosh came during the race, so I think that's lazy writing, but who knows, I'm probably just overthinking it. And, okay, so they start racing and stuff like that, and Krager and Crueler release all these, and all the other crocs release these little piranhas in the lake. And so it starts doing the thing where these things are hindering the racer's ability, and they're crashing and all that stuff like they do in a lot of other racing episodes. And so they're crashing, and not only does Laval have to focus on this, he also has to focus that his speedor is malfunctioning because since he didn't fix it. And so Laval crashes off, and he thinks it's all over until this mysterious racer comes in. And for the most part, Whoosh is in the lead. And he's supposed to be in the lead because he's legendary and one of the most, you know, celebrated racers. But then this mysterious racer comes in, and he's starting to beat Whoosh. And this mysterious racer is a pretty cool character because he looks something like some of the Year 3 LEGO Ninjago stuff. He reminds me of General Kozu, I think it's called. I'm not good with Ninjago. So General Kozu and his little army of foot soldier, he kind of has a similar torso printing, and he has kind of a similar color-coded helmet, like it's kind of like a black helmet with the red. So I'm not sure. I think it's General Kozu. It's either him or the new Garmadon. I can't pronounce that. Yeah, because I'm not good with Ninjago. And I hope we do get him as a figure in 2014, and I don't see why we wouldn't, because he seems like one of those characters that LEGO puts out. That's a cool guy, so you can buy more of him. So I think that's cool. Because I mean, I wouldn't mind buying him. If he comes in a small set, sure, I would get that set. But we'll see later. And basically, this mysterious racer, he comes in first, and they nickname him Shadow Wind, which is of course one of those cool like names. So you'll see all the kids, oh, I want Shadow Wind. He kind of reminds me of like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. He's one of those really cool characters that all the kids want a little figure of. And in this case, it'll probably be a minifigure. Oops, sorry about that. So Shadow Wind wins. Shadow Wind wins. And so Whoosh is kind of like, oh, I'm sad because I didn't win and I was supposed to win because I'm legendary. And they try to find out the identity of Shadow Wind, Kragger does, and Shadow Wind just zooms off, and then Laval asks a little bit of Whoosh, like, what's the deal? Why did you come back into racing? And Whoosh says it was because Kragger kind of hired him. But in reality, Whoosh, it wasn't only because of that, because Whoosh also missed his fan base. So I thought that part was kind of interesting, because I was just expecting him to be cocky and kind of showed off. But of course, Kragger has to be behind everything, which is kind of like a common plot thing. But I like that he was more different than what I would expect. So I think if he comes back, I wouldn't mind it. He's a little bit annoying because he's just that typical, he's charming, he's talented, he's Spanish guy. But whatever, I mean, if we get a figure of him, I wouldn't be sad at all because it's a peacock figure. I think more tribes, I don't really care. Okay, so basically, sorry about that, my camera went out. So what I was saying was that I wouldn't mind if we got a Whoosh, and Whoosh is of course the new peacock, Doomdale Whoosh, but I'm pronouncing that wrong. I wouldn't mind if we got a minifigure of him, because if he's just one of those one-off characters, kind of like Skinnet in that one Speedor set, or Ferdy in the next Speedor set, I wouldn't mind, because he's not part of his expanded tribe, so it won't get all confusing, but you at least get the character. So I think that would be pretty cool, especially in the Speedor set, because his Speedor looks really cool. And the same goes for Shadow Wind, as they call him. But I think if they did make a figure of him, he would be in a Speedor and maybe 2 sets or something like that, because he seems like a big character. But then again, if he's in a set, he can't be on a Speedor. So who knows how they'll do it, if they do it, and I think they will. So that was really it for episode 8 of LEGO Legends of Chima. It wasn't the worst episodes, it was probably one of the better ones. So it wasn't anything I would recommend, but if you want to see more stuff, maybe expand on one of the Chima universe, check this episode out, you know, because they have a few cool new characters like Whoosh and Shadow Wind. So I'll see you guys later, hopefully with maybe some Series 11, or maybe an advent calendar.